Ladies and gentlemen, Six Fig Stock Trader here from YouTube. And in today's video, folks, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin Internet Computer and the US dollar index. Let's get into this. So welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. If you find this content helpful, please smash that like button. Also consider subscribing. It helps the channel grow immensely. Now, over the past week or so, I've been seeing a lot of people talk about the correlation to Bitcoin and the US dollar index. So I thought we'd take a quick peek at this. And it does appear, from what I found, that there is some big time correlation between the US dollar index and Bitcoin, the crypto markets. So let's just go ahead and start all the way back to Bitcoin 2013, 2014. This seems like a lifetime ago. And we can see that on December 2nd, 2013, Bitcoin came off a fresh new all-time high. On December 2nd, 2013, we can see that the US dollar index was gearing up for a massive run. And we can see that Bitcoin declined. As Bitcoin declined, the US dollar index just shot off. Now we fast forward to December 26th, 2016. Bitcoin, we can see, was just about to make one heck of a run. And we can go back and see that December 26, 2016, the US dollar index toppled. Now, this is interesting to see, the US dollar index topple and then Bitcoin take off. And this works both ways. So let's look at what happened January 22nd, 2018. We can see that this was the bottom for the US dollar index. And we can see that this was the beginning of the decline for a Bitcoin bear market. Now, this is very interesting to me. The coronavirus crash of 2020, I think everybody remembers that. So March 23rd, 2020, we can see that the US dollar index really plateaued. And this thing shot way up. But what happened? This thing pulled back severely. And off to the bull market we went. And then once we kind of hit a bottom down here, March 29th, 2021, somewhere in here, I would say that this is the middle of the bottom. Even though there is a spike here, this is a double bottom pattern. We can see that Bitcoin started its retrace as the US dollar index started climbing. Now, we can see that Bitcoin, November 8th, 2021, made a sharp pullback. And these are on the weekly charts, folks. So remember that. November 8th, 2021, we can see that the US dollar index was forming some sort of, pattern here, inverse head and shoulders, what have you. And US dollar index took off. What's going on right now with the US dollar index is that this thing is so overbought. It's not even funny. Price action is so far away from this Ichimoku cloud, and this thing's about to do a golden cross as well. And a lot of times when we see golden crosses happen, we will see significant pullbacks. So I am expecting within the next couple of weeks that we will see this US dollar index basically topple, maybe down to this 96%-ish level. And we might see Bitcoin go for a nice little jog here. We can see the stochastic RSI is way up here as well. So this thing is definitely in the overbought territory, no doubts about it. And we can see what happens once we start to see prices just get too far away from this Ichimoku cloud. Prices need to come back in to recheck Earth. So this is very interesting to me to go over and analyze this data. And I'm glad people made that comparison from Bitcoin to the US dollar index. So we're going to go over Internet Computer now, and we won't be looking at it through the eyes of a US dollar index like we just did with Bitcoin, because really Bitcoin is the ruler of all evil in the crypto space. Right now, we are still seeing this somewhat of a falling wedge pattern with ICP. It's trading at $12.50 right now. We're looking at the weekly chart. Now we can see that this 50 moving average, folks, is visible on the weekly chart, something that we haven't had available to us up until the week of April 25th, somewhere in there. So this is new to be able to have this. And anytime we start to see these 50 moving averages start to basically straighten out, we will see a very nice reaction to the upside. Not all the times, but in many cases. So let's just look at this thing on the daily chart. And I think that everybody would agree that there is some sort of a squeeze pattern that is happening. It's a downward squeeze pattern, also referred to as a falling wedge. Now, there's a few ways we could draw this up. Either this is a scam wick like this was, and this will define the falling wedge even more. But I do think that we are due for ICP in the next coming weeks to quite possibly take off running with Bitcoin if we see that US dollar index retrace. Now, there's a lot of interesting things going on here. I made the prediction last week that we might see a $10.28-ish cent ICP somewhere in that neighborhood. So we didn't get down that low yet, but we do have a 127 retracement at or around $11.09. I don't know if we'll make that or not. Let's just refine this. Maybe somewhere in this $10.60 level. We can see how these levels have been obeying Fibonacci retracements quite nicely. So I do think that this could be an accurate schedule to look at, $10.60 somewhere in there. But rest assured, I do think that we are due to see ICP bounce. And like I've mentioned before, folks, if we do get a good bounce, it's possible that we start to see that shift in momentum on May 14th. And I've been trying to drill this date into everybody's heads now for, I don't know, the last few weeks, somewhere in there, or May 14th. May 14th is the day we need to really be looking at for ICP. It's definitely been a interesting few weeks. I don't think that anything has changed here. If we go back and look at Fibonacci time sequence, we can see that it accurately predicted a reversal here. You might not be able to see it, but this candle stretches right down to the 786. Predicted a reversal here. And I would say that it's likely we start to see a reversal May 14th. So, folks, what I want you guys to do, open up the calendars on your phones, plug in May 14th, subscribe to the channel, and check back. Say check back with Six Fig Stock Trader when it comes to ICP and May 14th. So with that said, I do think that ICP is still looking really, 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 really good. With that said, folks, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Check out some of my other videos. I just dropped one yesterday on how Dafinity's internet computer is going to be helping curb counterfeit watches. We are seeing Origin team up with Watchbox, who sells $800,000 watches. And it's going to be interesting to see how this partnership plays out. Also, I debunked the whole ICP rug pull narrative that's been pumped by all the competitive blockchains out there. And you can check that video out on the end screen as well. Basically, FTX started futures trading before ICP token was even launched. So there was a big disadvantage to everyone with that respect. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful day wherever you're at in the world. And we'll see you guys all in the next video.